Welcome csc103 class back to part 3 of our turtle squares. It's a simple exercise, but we did one video where we had kind of an intro and we kind of modified some code from Trinket. Then part 2 we kind of worked on doing this thing where we made our green square and we have our turtle 25 pixels I guess below it, and we also centered it in our screen that we're working in here, and all we're going to do is make another one, and this way we're going to do it just by copying and pasting it. Eventually we use functions to make it more efficient and use variables and things like that. That's easier to change some of these things, but just for now we're going to do it manually. We're just going to copy and paste the code we have, and we're going to start right with this Tommy part, and we're going to make a new turtle. We're going to call it Tyler, and I'm going to copy all this code here, 23 lines plus a couple empty lines, and I'll just copy it and I'll put an extra return in here and paste it. And you just want to be careful of where you're at because you have all this code here that kind of looks the same, but we want to go here where we're starting the new turtle. We're creating a new instance of a turtle, and we're going to call him Tyler, and I'm just going to call him Tyler, and I'll change his name. Now all these have to be changed to Tyler, and you might go, oh great, now I have to change every single one. Now there's certain shortcuts you could do this. You could copy and paste it and just paste it in all the time. You could do this. You could double click. If you're on Windows, you could control click on all these other ones. I'm on a Mac right now, so I'm going to command click, but you can control click through all of these. There's even a shorter way to do it that you can hold 2 keys and go through it, which I think I have on the instructions. But for now, I don't want to do too much since I'm on a Mac and you might be on Windows, so I'll just do it this way, which is I'll make sure I scroll all the way to the end, and I'll keep control clicking so I have all these highlighted, all the Tommies highlighted. And once they're highlighted, you can just type Tyler, and that way it'll change them all at once, and that makes things a little quicker. So now we have a Tyler, and what we're going to change about Tyler is we're going to change the color. Instead of making a green square, Tyler is going to make a purple, and we'll just type in purple because that's a standard color. We'll put in purple, and if I just did it right now, if I just ran it, what would happen, it should probably run Tyler right on top of this, exactly where the other one is. And that's exactly what it does. So all that we have to change with this, we should just have to change basically his starting point, and also change his point of where he goes at the end too. So he has 2 go-tos. So we have to change his position here and his position there. And then what we might want to do, and I put on the sheet, we might just want to figure out that we're going to go from where it started to where the next one starts, to where the next one starts. We're going to go about 175. So we're going to do that so we have a nice kind of break in between here. You could do 150 or 175. We'll try 175. And so we have a nice little break in between here. And so we're going to go about, y. We're going to keep all the x's the same, but the y is going to be down minus 175. And I'm saying that because it'll make it easier to edit. So what we're going to do here is if we look at Tyler, Tyler's still going to start at minus 50. He'll start at the same place, and now he's starting here, but we want his y to be minus 75 or minus 175. And you could just do this. This might even be easy to do, even though it seems a little odd. If you just do minus 175, you can even keep the 0 there, because then it'll do the math. It'll just do 0 minus 175, and that way you don't have to do any math. Even when you go down here, here's where he's going to end up, and that'll be the same distance because we're saying everything's going to be minus 175. So I could just do minus 175, and that should come out to whatever, minus 25 plus a negative. That should come out to whatever the distance is, a total of minus 200 or whatever. So, and you could always change that. Then if you want to change that, you could change this amount and this amount, and you're not having to do any math. So let's see what that looks like right now just by changing the y values on the Tylers. Everything else in the Tyler should be the same. Now I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but let's try it out. Okay, here's Tommy. Now there's Tyler, and Tyler works out okay, and you can see he's down. And maybe we could change this a little bit. Maybe I'll make this 150 because it's down. It's almost going down below our screen a little bit. So we could go 150. And I'll try that and see how it looks. Now don't worry about that line yet, and I'll run it. And that gives us enough space between the 2 squares. I think that's fine. Now the problem we have is we have this line here, and we know how to get rid of that. That's basically a pen up. So we have to tell Tyler to do a pen up, but we're also going to have him do a pen down so he draws his thing again. So right after he gets put in his new position, actually before his new position here, we want to tell Tyler to do a pen up. So we could just type it here. We'll just say Tyler.pen up, and then he's going to lift his pen up, and then he's going to go to where he's going to start, and then he's going to have to put his pen down in order to do his thing. So we're going to do a Tyler.pen down, because if you don't, then he won't draw it with a line going around it if we didn't have pen down. So you're going to say, okay, lift your pen up, Tyler. Then he's going to go down to this position here. Then he's going to put your pen down. So that'll be the third instruction there at line 32. And then he's going to begin his fill and start going around and do his thing. So let's see how that works. There's Tommy in position. Here comes Tyler. His pen is up. Now his pen's down. And that's it. And that's all you want for this kind of finished version of this. So that's the end of Turtle Squares, whether it's exercise 10 or whatever number it is. And it was just, we just copied all the Tommy code with the new Tommy turtle and made it the Tyler turtle, and just changed a couple Y values, and we were able to kind of repeat that. Now eventually we're going to use variables, and we're going to use functions and loops and for loops and different things to make that a little more efficient, so we don't have to have 47 lines of code just to draw two squares, because it's very simple kind of what we're doing here. So we'll try to be more efficient with our code. But as you learn some of these instructions here, it's not bad to kind of do that and experiment a little bit. And these are kind of centered in the middle. So that's all we want. Now to share this, what the neat thing about Trinket is, what you can do is you can share this. So if you want to share this, you can go over to the share, and the best thing to do is just go into link and just share a link. And what you'll do is you'll get a link here that you'll be able to click on. And what you want to do, I don't have this set up right now because I'm not in the course right now, but what you're going to want to do is copy this link and then paste it in a comment for your exercise. So when you go back into My Warren, you'll be able to just go and add a comment and paste it in there. And I think in some of the other exercises I have how to do that, and you should be doing that for most of your exercises that you have links to. You'll be able to add a comment to your exercise in there, and make sure you do it as a hyperlink so that you could link to it. Make sure you do it so it opens in a new window too. But this is basically what you're going to have, and make sure that you save it. So if you have any problem or your instructor can't find it, make sure you have it saved so you always have it here. Now you could even copy this up here if you needed to, because this is also your link up here, but you could use this share button here, and that's about it. So that's exercise 10, or whatever exercise this is called, and it's turtle squares. So we're making two squares with turtles, green one, purple one, positioning them in the center, and we're changing it back to its original default black color. So that's turtle squares, and then we'll be moving on to our next exercise.